Katrine here from Ride Like a Viking. And this video training is about personal space. Because personal space is very important when you are being with your horse or training your horse. Because if your horse does not respect your personal space, things can become very, very dangerous. And if you are constantly handling your horse in the horse's personal space, you can't use body language because the horse can't see you. And you end up using pressure either on the lead rope or on the body of the horse, which is something horses, kind of in nature, they don't do that to each other. They talk to each other on a distance with body language. It's very rarely, I think it's only when it's kind of really necessary that horses physically push each other around. Because now, while I'm talking to you, I am resting him, maybe not very much in my personal space, but a little bit in my personal space. And since I have been giving him treats, he has also become a little bit more pushy. And to remind him of personal space, I'm going to use my favorite method, which is to claim my personal space for my own sake. There he goes a bit backwards. Nothing really happens. So I wait till he goes backwards. A little bit more, please. There, he's thinking about it. There you go. Good boy. So this is a very good way of claiming personal space, because I'm not going into his personal space while claiming it, and I'm not so aversive towards the horse. But it's clear that he doesn't know that this means go backwards yet. So this was the first time I did it with him, but I just continue swinging the lead rope around me until the horse goes a little bit backwards. If you get into trouble here and your horse kind of just stands still and doesn't move backwards, you can kind of swing, 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 and without stopping, you ask the horse to go backwards in a way the horse understands. But your first signal is swinging the lead rope, and then your follow-up signal is pushing the horse a bit backwards with the knot of the halter, or turning more towards the horse. But you see now I have lots of more personal space, and by resting him further away from me, we'll also make this easier, because now his resting place is like 2 meters away from me and not half a meter away from me. So where you rest your horse is also very important. If you feel that you are getting problems with the horse not respecting your personal space, make the resting place further away from you. Because horses are always learning something. And then you can try again. You know, like, he's coming forwards. That's the exact opposite. There he goes backwards. Good boy. Yeah, so by putting some emphasis on the personal space, this will become the habit for him to have this distance to me, because that's where he's resting and that's where I leave him alone. Now he's kind of creeping up on me. Maybe I can use the whip a bit to ask for personal space. Yeah, good boy. He's going backwards. I will take the last. Yes, good boy. Foot there as well. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Very nice. Now he's trotting. Yes. Because now I reinforced my stop by waving the whip a bit, because my feet were stopping, but his feet were stopping. But by waving the whip, he kind of noticed, oh, you have stopped. And now this is the resting place, with him further away. Good boy. But when that is said, this is not about having your horse at a 2 meters distance at all times. You know, he can come into my space and I can be in his space. It's not a problem because I know that I can get him out of my space at any time in a way that he understands. So I can kind of swing my lead rope a little bit now and ask for some personal space. And he knows what it means without becoming offended. And when I mean offended, I mean that the horse kind of gets a high and stiff neck and hollows the back and goes backwards with that body posture. That's not the kind of backwards I want. And I also think it's quite important that you use some kind of body language to get the horse moving backwards and not pressure on the horse. Because you will also get a different backwards if you use the halter or pressure on the body of the horse to get the horse backwards. It's like if somebody scared me to go backwards, like boo, go backwards, and I would go backwards in a different way than if somebody kindly asked me to go backwards. I would also go backwards in a different way if somebody pushed me to go backwards versus asked me to go backwards. So that's the kind of backwards I want, kind of a relaxed backwards. And I also noticed, because I'm training him, that we have been doing has really benefited his back. Because he's an old horse. And earlier you can kind of see that he was an old horse because he was kind of saddle-backed and his back was very roof-shaped. Now his back is flatter and not as hollowed down anymore. So we are able to just hang out together without something necessarily having to happen, and I can easily catch his eyes and he can look at me and relax, which again will affect how he carries his body actually. Yeah, good boy. I think he's stretching his back now actually. He thinks it's good. And this is really good for him, to be kind of stretching a bit. Okay, thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.